Hello everyone, how are you all? So welcome to the revision series of chapter number 3, and today we are here to discuss some important problem to clear our concepts, and the topic is calculus method for acceleration and velocity relation. All right. So our first question is the acceleration of particle given as a equal to 3t square plus 2t plus 2, where t is the time in seconds and acceleration is given in meter per second square. Okay, so if a particle start with a velocity 2 meter per second at t equal to 0, so we have to find its final velocity at the end of 3 seconds. All right, so here we are going to use the method of calculus, and we know that the velocity is defined as the differentiation, the acceleration is defined as the differentiation of the velocity with respect to time, or you can say it is the rate of change of velocity per unit time. All right, so if you want to calculate the velocity of a body, that means we have to do go for the reverse process, which is known as the integration. All right, so first let us write this term in the terms of dv by dt. So what is given to us, the dv by dt as in the form of a is written as 3t square plus 2t plus 2. All right, now we have to find the velocity. So let's transfer this term on the right hand side. So we can write dv is equal to 3t square plus 2t plus 2 multiplied with the dt. Okay, so now we have to do the integration. So let's use the symbol of integration. Now the integration, the basic form is here that we will use is the algebraic method of integration. So what is that formula that I told you, that if we have a x to the power n and you want to integrate it with respect to, of course, for the dx, then it can be written as x to the power n plus 1 upon n plus 1. All right, so this is a method to do the integration. All right, so we will do with the same procedure. Now here you can see I can write this dv is multiplied with the 1. Okay, so in the next step, what I can write this as a v to the power 0. This is dv. Now let's separate the integration, this integration mathematical tool with each of the algebraic term. So it can be written as integration of 3t square dt plus 2t dt plus 2 dt and integration symbol. Now whenever you do the integration in mathematics, there is no requirement of the upper limit and lower limit if the problem is already defined. Okay, but in physics we always want some lower limit. That means from where we have to start the integration and the maximum limit up to which you have to finally integrate the value. So here you can see that the question has given you the hint that time is starting from 0. So what is the lower limit of time? That is, of course, 0. All right, now the velocity has been asked at t equal to 3 seconds. So what is our final limit? That is the 3 for the time. Similarly, if you see the velocity, so at t equal to 0, that is the lower limit, your velocity is already given, which is 2 meter per second. So it will be 2. And what is the velocity that we have to find at the 3 second is unknown. So let's use a simple small v in place of it. All right, now we will use our integration formula and let's write the whole terms. So as v to the power 0, you can use again the same formula. It will be written as v to the power 1 upon 1. Okay, and now we will use to put the limits as the square bracket. So let's put 2 here and v here. Similarly, let's use the formula 3, then t to the power 2 plus 1 upon 2 plus 1, that is directly 3, and again use the square bracket to put the limit of time. Similarly, the next term, that is 2, t to the power 1 is there, so 1 plus 1 becomes 2 upon 2. Again the limit is there, 0 to 3 second, and then plus 2. Now you can see that here is again t to the power 0, so it can be written as only t, and with the limit 0 to 3 seconds. Now let's put the values. So whenever you want to put the value, first put your upper limit, so it will be written as simply v, then subtract it with the lower limit by putting the lower limit, that is v minus 2. Okay, now here you can see it can cancel out 3, we can cancel out again 2. Okay, now let's write the value. So first put the upper limit, that is 3 to the power t to the power 3, that means 3 to the power 3, and the next term will be directly 0. Okay, now let's come to the second term. So it will be also 3 square minus 0 plus the first, that is 3, and the next term will be 0. Alright, now let's sum up all the terms. So this will be 27 plus 9 plus 6, and let's bring the 2 on the other side, that will be 2, which is the value of v, that is at the 3 second. So if you sum up all the terms, then it will be, the both will make 33, and this 35, and the 9, that will make the 44 meter per second, which is the correct answer, or you can say the velocity at t equal to 3 seconds. Alright, so I hope you understand the question well, and also able to learn the differentiation conversion back into the integration, and how to get the velocity from the acceleration relation. Now let's come to the next question, that is again from the kinematics, but it is a kind of question that is also related with the projectile, but here we are not going to use any of the projectile formulas. We will simply use the calculus method to calculate our velocity. So first let's read the question. So y is the height of a body, and x is a horizontal distance covered by the body. So that means we are talking about a motion of a body which is on the 2D plane, or you can say two-dimensional motion is there. Alright, now the relation is given between the y and the time, and how the y is depending on the changing time. Alright, similarly the x is given and its dependency is given as 60. So we have to find what is the initial velocity of your body. Alright, so the initial velocity of the body means we know the velocity is what, that is the rate of change of displacement with respect to time. Alright, now here we have y-axis also and x displacement also. Alright, so that means we have to deal the x and y components separately. Okay, so that is always the concept when we are talking about 2D motion. Always try to use the separate dealing with the equation, that makes the problem easier. Alright, so let's write it, y equal to 8t minus 5t square. Now you know, if I differentiate this whole term, so we will get the rate of change of velocity in the y-axis, that is in the y-axis. Alright, so let's write it, differentiate above relation, what we will get, that is dy upon dt, and this is, you can see the t is having a power 1, so 1 will come in front, and what is about the t, that is 1 minus 1. Similarly for 5t square, you can write the 2, bring it in the front, that is the power of t, and the t 2 minus 1. So this is the way to do the differentiation. Alright, so this will be 8, the t will be removed because 1 minus 1, that becomes 0, minus this term become 10, t to the power 1. Alright, now this is dy by dt, or you can say that is simply the velocity in the y-axis. Now you have to find the velocity in the that is the initial velocity. So initial velocity means when your time was 0, then what was your velocity. So let's put the time 0, so that will be Vy initial, that will be only 8 meter per second. Okay, all right, now we have dealt with the y-axis. Now let's come to the x-axis. So on x-axis we have x equal to 60. Okay, so let's again differentiate it with respect to time. So dx by dt, that is simply t to the power 1 minus 1, and what we are getting, that is the Vx. All right, so this will become 6 as our Vx. Now you can see there is no term left for the t. That means now you do not require to put anywhere the value of t, and that we directly getting that the velocity is 6 meter per second at the initial time. All right, so if you want to write the velocity in both the components form, so that will be v, that is Vx I cap plus Vy j cap. So as a combination I can write it as 6 I cap plus 8 j cap. Alright, so this is in the vector form, that is the initial velocity of the body, and if you want to write it in the magnitude form, or you can say the resultant form, so that will be V equal to under root 6 square plus 8 square, that you will get around 100, and the root of 100, that means 10 meter per second, is the resultant velocity of your body at the initial time. Now there is the third question also with us. So an object is moving along a straight line such that the s is depending, or you can say the relation is given between the displacement and the time as t cube minus 6t square plus 3t plus 4, and we have to find the velocity when the acceleration is 0. Now, what is the meaning of acceleration is 0? That means your dv by dt, you can write the acceleration is 0 means dv by dt is 0. That means now the rate of change of velocity is not going on. That is, it remained constant. Now your velocity has become constant and got the maximum value, or you can say that is the minimum value. So anything can happen at this point when there is the acceleration 0. All right, now here it is asked the find the velocity when the acceleration is 0. Okay, so that means we have to get this equation, that is the equation of the displacement, into the terms of acceleration, and we have to make it 0 to get that time when the acceleration came to 0. All right, so first let's say what is the velocity that we can represent, that is given by rate of change of displacement with respect to time. So that means it is demanding a differentiation of the above equation. So what we will do, that is t cube minus 6t square plus 3t plus 4, and we have to differentiate with respect to time. Alright, so let's use the formula that if you want to differentiate x to the power n, alright, so what you will use, you will bring the power in front and then you will write x to the power n minus 1. The power is subtracted by 1. So similarly let's do it. So it will be written as 3. Let's do the first term, that is 3, then t to the power 3 minus 1. Similarly let's do the second term, so this is 6. Let us use a bracket. When you are in confusion with the minus sign, always try to use a small bracket. Okay, so there is 6. Now for t square, let's put the 2 before and then t with 2 minus 1 plus 3. The power of t is already 1, so need not to take to put it, and 1 minus 1, and here the last term is constant. So I told you the constant term cannot be differentiated because it remains, it do not changes with respect to time. So that means it will be 0. The rate of change is 0 for the constant. So now you can write everything, that becomes t square minus 12 t to the power 1 plus 3, and the rest term is 0. Alright, so this is the velocity that we got, but we have to go to the condition when the acceleration was 0. So that means we have to again differentiate this with respect to time to get our acceleration. So it will be again 3, put the 2 before, t to the power 2 minus 1 minus 12 t to the power 1 minus 1, and again 3 has acting as a constant, so that will become 0. Now again let's solve it out. So this will be 6t minus 12, alright, which is the value of our acceleration. So the condition is given to us, that is acceleration becomes 0. At that point we have to find our velocity. So what is that? Let's put it equal to 0. So we got our time as the 2 seconds at which our acceleration becomes 0. Now what is the meaning of acceleration becomes 0? That I already told you, that our velocity is maximum or minimum already achieved when acceleration has become now 0. Alright, so let's put this t equal to 2 second in the equation of velocity to get the value at this point. Okay, so let's put this. So v at 2 will be 3, 2 square, from t square I can put 2 square, then minus 12 into t, that is 2, and plus 3. Alright, so this is 4 into 3, that is 12, minus 24 and plus 3, which will become minus 24 plus 15, and that the value you will get minus 9 meters per second. Alright, so this is the velocity that we got from this t equal to 2 seconds. So as I told you, your velocity will be either maximum or the minimum if your acceleration or slope of velocity time graph becomes 0. Let us understand with the graph what is the meaning of that. For example, if this is the vt graph, okay, so if I draw a straight line, so what you will say, the slope theta, what is the slope that is given between v and t, is tan theta given as the acceleration, because acceleration is what, that is change in dv upon dt. Okay, so that means if there is a slope theta, that means there a exists. Now let us assume what happens if acceleration becomes 0. Okay, so what happens, that means your velocity, if you see this, if I reduce this theta finally to the 0, what happens? So at theta equal to 0, your acceleration becomes 0. So what you can say, if this is a curve of your velocity, so if I draw a point at this location, okay, so you can see that here also we get the theta equal to 0, because this line, this slope line, is parallel to our time axis. So that means when your acceleration becomes 0, so that is the maximum limit of your velocity, that is the maximum velocity your body has achieved. It can also be the minimum point, like for example, if this is the curve between velocity and time, so you can see again at this particular point, if I draw my tangent, that is the slope, then this slope is also 0 degree and it is parallel to the time axis. So this is the point for the velocity, that is the minimum value, and this is the point for the maximum value, and where it is occurring, that is at theta equal to 0. So that was the geometry, or you can say that the slope significance of this question. Alright, so similarly, if it is asked that what is the maximum displacement that your body can cover, so in that case what we will do, the slope of displacement time graph should be 0. That means S is maximum when the dv by dt become 0. So when you will get the time with this equation, now put the time back to the displacement equation, you will get your maximum value of your displacement, or it could either be the minimum value of your displacement. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the lecture. So thank you everyone. Let's meet with some next series.